Welcome to Lesson 3.3, Blueprints and Objects, your introduction to Object-Oriented Programming, or OOP. This lesson is crucial for any developer looking to build robust and maintainable software systems. By the end of our time together, you'll have a solid grasp of some fundamental OOP concepts. Specifically, you will be able to understand the core principles that drive object-oriented programming, moving beyond just knowing what a variable is. You'll learn to clearly differentiate between classes, which act as blueprints, and the actual objects that are created from them, which are the instances. We'll also cover how to define a simple class yourself, complete with its unique attributes and the methods it can perform. And finally, you'll grasp the essential roles of both the self keyword and the __init constructor method, which are foundational to creating objects in Python. Let's dive in. At the heart of object-oriented programming lies the concept of a class. Think of a class as a detailed blueprint or a template. It's not a physical thing itself, but rather the design that dictates how something should be built. For example, a class for a book wouldn't be a specific novel you can read, but the general design for any book. This design specifies common attributes, like a title, an author, or a number of pages, which are the data points that describe a book. It also defines methods, which are the behaviors or actions a book can perform, such as open to page or read chapter. Just like an architect's blueprint for a car isn't a car you can drive, a class is the master plan for creating a specific type of entity in your code. It's about defining the structure and behavior universally before you create anything concrete. Now, if a class is the blueprint, then an object is the actual tangible item built from that blueprint. Objects are concrete instances of a class. Following our book analogy, if book is the class, then The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, with 193 pages, is a specific object. Each object you create from a class will have its own unique set of values for those defined attributes. My copy of the book has a specific title, author, and page count, different from your copy of Moby Dick. When you create an object, a special method called __init, pronounced __init__, automatically runs. This is the constructor. Its job is to initialize or set up the new object by giving its attributes their initial values. Inside a class's methods, you'll often see the keyword self. Self is a reference to the specific instance of the object that the method is currently operating on. It's how an object refers to its own data and methods. Let's put this into a practical context. Imagine building a project management system. We'd likely need to represent individual tasks. This is where a task class comes in handy. You would define this task class with specific attributes that describe a task, such as its title, a more detailed description, and its current status, perhaps pending, in progress, or complete. Beyond just data, a class also encapsulates behavior. So, your task class would include methods, like mark as complete. When called, this method would update the task's status attribute. Once your class is defined, you can then instantiate multiple task objects. Each object would represent a unique task in your project. One object could be develop login page with a pending status, while another might be refactor database queries marked as in progress. This allows you to manage many tasks efficiently, each with its own state. We've covered a lot of ground today, laying the foundation for object-oriented programming. To recap, OOP is a powerful paradigm that helps you structure your code for better modularity and reusability, making large projects easier to manage and scale. Remember, classes are the blueprints, the designs that define the structure and behavior. Objects, on the other hand, are the concrete instances created from those blueprints. The _init method is crucial. It's the constructor that sets up a new object when it's created. And self is how an object refers to itself and its own properties within its methods. Understanding these concepts is a significant step in becoming a proficient developer. As a self-assessment, think about this. How would you define a user class with attributes like username and email and a greet method that prints a personalized welcome message? Take some time to ponder that and perhaps even try to code it up. Great work today!